So, wait. Mike McFarland, he voiced all these different characters? Wow. It's a pretty crazy cast. Oh, crap. Hi guys, sorry, I was just looking back over my stuff from MatsuriCon, and I was just thinking, this is a signed picture that I got from Mr. Mike McFarland, and from what I can tell, it's him in the bottom corner, and then it's a bunch of characters that he's done voices for. You got Buggy from One Piece, I assume Gene Havoc from Full Metal Alchemist, Master Roshi from Dragon Ball, and then unfortunately I do not know, oh wait, sorry, and then Goemon from Lupin the Third. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the other characters, but, this picture gives me a cool idea. Like, this one guy, voiced all of these different characters. Maybe, I should take some time, and address that, like, talk about some of the different voices that one person can pull off, I don't know. It's definitely worth a look. And, well, I've already got the title card up, so, you know what, guys? This is the official launch of Actor Spotlight, with today's subject, Mike McFarland. Hey everyone, and welcome to Actor Spotlight. If you didn't watch the earlier part of this video, basically, this is just a series where I look at, actors, directors, etc., and just give them a bit of a shout out. I look at some of the work that they've done, in front of the screen, as a voice actor, as well as some of the behind the scenes stuff. Just, just because I feel like doing that. Yeah. Today's subject is Mike McFarland. I'm starting with him because, as I explained earlier, I saw a picture of him with all these different characters that he voiced, and I was like, I don't know a lot of voice actors, and, this would be a good way for me to learn that, but also to potentially pass that knowledge on to you guys, about different characters that you may really like, and you're like, I wonder who does that voice. Maybe I can cover it. Now, really quick, I do want to establish that, yes, this is the very first episode of the series, and honestly, maybe one day I will probably come back and, like, redo these early episodes. So, be kind, with the critiques and criticisms. Like, if you're just going to bash the crap out of the video, please don't leave, any harsh comments. Like, if you have actual critiques, feel free to leave them. I'm honestly willing, and yeah. So anyway, with all of those disclaimers out of the way, let's start with the actual, yeah. So to start, basically how I plan on doing this right now is I'm going to talk about, the person's, like, roles, like, in front of the camera, or in this case, with Mr. McFarland, he's a voice actor. So, just cover some characters that he's played, show some clips, so you can hear the voice and be like, oh, that's interesting, that for this character he has this voice, and for this character, maybe the voice is a bit different, or, like, you can note the similarities. I don't know, it seemed like an interesting thing. And then after, I do a couple characters, I'm gonna list off, a few other characters that maybe maybe you don't know. And then I will move on to some of their behind-the-scenes stuff, because Mr. McFarland has done some of the behind-the-scenes work with the ADR department, as a voice director, line producer, and God, there's a third role, but I can't remember it offhand. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the characters that he's done. I looked at a couple of characters that I'm very familiar with, and I've noticed something of a trend. Like, it seems like Mr. McFarland does a lot of, some of the supporting characters in the series. You know, characters that at times are more comic relief, but also definitely have their own, like, importance and purpose to the story. And that makes me really glad that I chose to talk about him, because, you know, that, like, kind of character really speaks to me as a person. So, you know, I got lucky with that one. And, you know, of the characters that I've got clips for and some of the other characters that I do not, I have to say, Mr. McFarland, I love the characters. They're very cool. And now that I have an idea, I will try and look out for some of your, you know, future work. But anyway, let's start off with a subject that's probably very familiar with everyone out there: the Dragon Ball series. Mr. McFarland has voiced at least two of the major characters from the series, Master Roshi and Yajirobe. Again, you know, they're more supporting characters, but they do have their value. Master Roshi was the person who taught Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha at one point, you know, martial arts. Though he's also a bit ridiculous. Yeah.
What's up? And where's Master Roshi?
All right, I'm here. Thought you could use some of my help. So...
Roshi?
Broccoli, just give it up. It's all over.
Very tough, but his name's Broly.
How's this, baby?
Oh, sorry, next show's...
Yeah, that happened. Like I said, Master Roshi's a bit ridiculous. You know, he's this famed, you know, world martial arts teacher who has such great discipline and is, you know, known as the Eternal Hermit. But, you know, he can be silly and funny and ridiculous, and that really makes me like and appreciate the character. And then, as I'm sure you'll remember, I did say he did cover two characters in the Dragon Ball series. The other character being known as Yajirobe. Basically a fat, not trying to be a dick, but he is, but you know, a samurai warrior character who seems, honestly, most of the time more concerned with, you know, his next meal than actually fighting and getting stronger, unlike, you know, the rest of the Z fighters. Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Chaozu, yada yada yada. But, you know, he does make his own contributions, for sure, in the series. You know, when he first meets Goku in Dragon Ball, he actually defeats, you know, one of King Piccolo's generals, lieutenants, whatever term they used. And then he does, unfortunately, kind of drop off the map, at least in doing important things, until a bit later on in Dragon Ball Z, whenever he comes back and he helps out with the Saiyan fight, you know, Vegeta and Nappa. And actually, speaking of that fight, here's just a quick clip.
I can't allow this brat to transform! Not today! Leave him alone! What? You cut through my armor! I got him! I beat you, dirtbag! I can see it now! Earth's greatest threat brought down by Yajirobe!
Oh yeah! Took him down! You should learn not to mess with the best! You can't handle it!
Yeah. Like, legit. To give you some quick context, Vegeta, fought Goku, fought Krillin, and Gohan as well, and was pretty badly beaten up. He was about to finish off Gohan when Yajirobe jumps in and attacks him. And it was very fortunate that he did. Again, I'm not going to go into spoilers and stuff like that, but trust me, it was very helpful. So, moving on from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, another series that's, very well known is the One Piece series. Now, I know for sure, Mr. McFarland has done some, ADR work, with the series, voice director, line producer. Well, I'm not sure what roles he did, but, some of that behind-the-scenes stuff. But he's also done one of the more, I'll say, flashy characters. He voices Buggy the Clown. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the One Piece series, Buggy's kind of a weak character. For real. I want to say it's the second or third arc into the series, Luffy defeats him. But Oda, I guess, has a great sense of humor and likes to bring the character back into the spotlight. Because, and this is a bit of spoilers for you, but after the events of Impel Down, it's revealed that Buggy has a good relationship with the man known as Gold Roger, the man who launched the new pirate era by announcing, the existence of the One Piece. Left all my treasure in one place, blah, blah, blah. Find it if you can. Yeah, Buggy was a cabin boy on that ship. And that becomes public knowledge, so he gets elevated to one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Which is kind of funny because, like I established, he's pretty weak. But yeah, just here's a quick clip of Buggy being Buggy, and then we can move on to some more recent stuff.
So who's behind this then? Huh?
Keep opening! Just a little more now! You will open all the way! I can feel it! My bones are dancing in total harmony with your whirling gadgets and gears! We move as one! Yes, keep going! There we go, a little further!
Hey, wait, Captain Buggy, are you?
Ah! Almost there!
You're really opening it?
He's our savior! He's the chosen one!
Buggy, wait!
Oh, would you stop milking it? This is clearly a trick!
Seriously? Who is opening the gate? Maybe the universe really does want me to be king of the pirates.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Buggy. Some people don't care for him as much, but he's funny, he's interesting, and I don't know. It's good. I like him. But like I said, moving on to some things that are a bit more current. The year is 2016 when I'm doing this first video, just to be clear. And he voices one of the characters in Attack on Titan. Gene, I'm totally blanking right now. It's a weird name. I don't know how to say it. I have not watched a lot of Attack on Titan myself, so I can't really go into detail. But I just wanted to establish it because it's a very current thing. So.
Think those show-offs can slice and dice? Best hope you see a Titan before I do. Military police? Save a place for Shaw!
Yeah, that's, it's not much, but it's something just to at least get some, hear the voice a bit. I have one more like anime role that I want to show a clip for, and then I will move on to just a quick like highlight reel of here's a few other characters he voices. But this next one is from the series. I believe he did the voice in both series. For Second Lieutenant Gene Havoc, Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Again, I really love this character. He's just funny and ridiculous and awesome. And at times, I'll be honest, a bit relatable. Like in the following clip.
Forget what I said. She is 100% the major sister. But wait, if I look past her freakish strength and focus on what matters, her looks, her sense of fashion, her estate, her lineage, it all adds up. I suppose I really have hit the mother load! Miss Catherine.
Yes?
You'd make me a happy man if you would allow me the privilege of taking you on a date.
Lieutenant Havoc?
Yes.
In my dreams, I've always imagined meeting a man just like you, except with a more muscular physique like my brother's. I'm sorry, it's just that I only like good-looking men. Maybe we should forget this ever happened.
Guess it wasn't meant to be. Should I inform the cook?
From Assassination Classroom, Gastro. From Black Butler, Book of Circus, Kelvin. From D. Greyman, Toma. From Lupin III, Goemon, for at least several of the movies. My apologies if I say this wrong, but from Ouran High School Host Club, Ryoji Ranka Fujioka. Hey everyone, and welcome to pretty much just the second part of the video, and the wrap-up for some of the work that Mr. McFarland has done outside of being a voice actor. I did talk about this briefly before, but really quick I wanted to address it and actually say out loud all of the things that he's done in relation to his dubbing work. The three big roles that I found when I did some research, and I'll be honest, I used the Wikipedia page, so again, my apologies for that, but like the three major roles he had were line producer, voice director, and scriptwriter. And as I was looking through the list of different series he worked on, I noticed some common things, and after I talk about each role, I'll come back and discuss it with you. But really quick, let's just go down the list of things. And also, as best I can, I will try to define, what the job is as far as I can tell and understand. But unfortunately, with the first job, the line producer, I have no idea. I looked over a couple of articles, I read up on it, and I tried to define it, and I don't know how to define it. So I do apologize for that. But for what it is worth, Mr. McFarland was a line producer for Cat Planet Cuties, Full Metal Alchemist, Eden of the East, Natalia Axis Powers, One Piece, Ouran High School Host Club, and Rosario Plus Vampire. Now, the thing that caught my interest in this was seeing, Full Metal Alchemist, One Piece, and Ouran High School Host Club. Again, those are, series that I highlighted as he did a voice for. God, that English sentence was so terrible. But, and I just found that interesting, because, he's voicing characters that are, supporting characters at times. But, he also was okay, I'm invested in this series that I want to do a bit more with it. And that really appeals to me because it reminds me of how I was with high school theater. And really quick, just to go off on this tangent, but, my high school theater career was pretty much, being a supporting character in a lot of the plays and stuff, because I wasn't a leading character, unfortunately. But, because I was a supporting character, I also did some of the background stuff. I did props, rigging. Yeah, those are the big two. But it's cool to, again, be able to draw this parallel with Mr. McFarland. So I think it was kind of fate that, you know, like, I landed on Mr. McFarland's picture and, you know, doing the series about him in the first place. So that's very cool. And then I will move down to the second job, the voice director. Now, again, this is just my interpretation of the definition of the job, so if it's not 100% correct, don't be too mad. But basically, you know, I define it as pretty much the brains behind the voice recording sessions. You know, working with the actors, ensuring that they're saying the lines right, you know, saying it with the right tone, inflection, etc., and, you know, and making sure that they're maintaining the character's role. Because unfortunately, with any recording, you might have to do it like, you know, 100 times to get it exactly right. And, you know, it's pretty much just their job to work with the actors and be like, okay, like, you know, keep them on that level, or whatever you want to call it. And in relation to voice directing, Mr. McFarland has worked on Attack on Titan, Case Closed, the Dragon Ball series, Full Metal Alchemist, Summer War, The Boy and the Beast, Tokyo Ghoul, Trinity Blood, Wolf Children, Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, you know, I'm seeing Full Metal Alchemist, and okay, well that's the one, but it's cool to see again Mr. McFarland getting a bit more involved, you know, with another series that he already has some work with, and like that's just very cool to me. I don't know, you know, what parts he did in any of these series, but like it's cool to see. Oh, you know, he voiced his character, but then he also did this and that, and you know, maybe if I get dedicated, I'll do a bit more research on it and I'll figure it out, and I'll try and watch those episodes, and yeah, like if I can find some good points, maybe I can show them when I redo this, if I do at some point. And then, moving on to the final job he had, the scriptwriter. Again, this was just my best interpretation, but I would guess, you know, script writing is like pretty much taking like translations of the Japanese lines, you know, Japanese lines, translating them to English, and then, you know, rewriting the lines is like appropriate for like English speaking. Because I mean, some translations can be, you know, pretty rough, and yeah, and just like writing the script so that you have the line as, you know, the English version of Zoro would say it, or Luffy, or Yusuke, or, you know, whoever. Like, it's a very important job. So, I mean, you can't just go straight from, oh, hey, they're talking in Japanese to English. Like, it takes a translation, it takes, you know, proper context, and, like, it just takes a lot of work. And for this one, I do have a shorter list, unfortunately. But, you know, these were just some highlight things that I saw. Hellsing Ultimate, Show by Rock, Trinity Blood, and again, One Piece. And, you know, again, it's very cool. Like I said before, him taking, you know, other roles in series that he's involved with. You know, and, you know, doing his best to help, you know, enrich those series. It's very cool. I like that. And, yeah. So that pretty much concludes the video. You know, Mr. McFarland, you know, having done this research on the roles that you've done, and, you know, some of the work behind the scenes that you've done, I have to say that, like, I have a great deal of respect for you, sir. When I did meet you at MatsuriCon, I was, really quick, just to establish, in case you do see this video for some reason, I was, the Brook cosplayer from One Piece. You know, I had the Soul King outfit, you know, the pink floral pants and the suit coat and the giant crown and stuff like that. And I saw you and Mr. Ian Sinclair at the same time. And, you know, I didn't know you then, but that's because I was casual trash, so, you know, I want to apologize for that, first off. But, again, you know, having done this research and working on this video, like, I've learned a bit about, you know, some of the stuff that you've done for some animes that I really like. And, you know, I wanted to say thank you for, you know, putting in the time and the efforts to really, you know, like, help out with those series. And to do that behind the scenes work, that's very cool. You know, like, it's awesome. And I'm sure it's not easy, but I wanted to at least let you know that it's very much appreciated from at least one fan, among many others. Trust me, I know. So, on that final note, everyone, that will conclude the very first episode of the Actor Spotlight, covering, you know, Mike McFarland. It was a cool experience doing this, and I very much look forward to doing this with other, you know, actors, performers, whatever term, in the future. You know, I'll be working on this series and refining it, and, you know, maybe one day I will come back to some of these early episodes and redo them to, you know, note some of the bigger series, you know, the more mainstream, the more commonly known ones for people. But for right now, at this point, I do feel like this is a good starting point for me to go with the series. So, on that note, you know, I just want to say again, thank you, Mr. McFarland, for all of your hard work, you know, in the anime world, as well as video games, which I didn't get to cover as much, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that as well. But, yeah, it was cool seeing all this stuff. So, I have nothing else to say, but, you know, the closing line, you know, have fun, stay safe, and never lose that creative spark. I'm Valiant Bradley James, the character investigator, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Hey guys, really quick, this is going to be a thing that I will do from now on, a little post-credits thing, like a preview of coming attractions for, you know, the character investigator. Basically, this was the November 2016 video, so that means we're moving on into December. For that, I don't normally do a regular video, but I want to try and get between November and December a cosplay craft video for the Climate Act. It's a prop from the One Piece series. In December, for the Day of the Doctor, which, if I remember correctly, is Christmas Day, December 25th, I would like to do the Season 2 retrospective of Doctor Who. I'm currently somewhere in the middle of the season, so I need to wrap that up, but I want to get that out, you know, for that, because it's kind of a big deal. And then, of course, as usual, the December video also holds, you know, the 2016 retrospective and I'll call it the 2017 forecast for, like, things to come from, you know, the character investigator. And now that I have a bit more direction and, like, know what I'm doing, I think, I think things will proceed a bit better. So yeah. So that's the update for you guys. Again, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Thanks again, guys. Peace.